What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grand. You're watching Suburban Nerd. This is a channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. Well, today I'm giving a review on TV shows as well, and today's TV show I'm giving a review on is The Gifted, Season 2, Episode 8, called I Have a Dream, or maybe it's just called The Dream. And that's what this thing is, because I'm gonna try and go with a recap the best I can. Why? Because this episode was all over the place, and not in a bad way, but it was mostly because it kept jumping back and forward in time. So first off, we start off with Lorna and what's his name, Captain Lightbright. Yeah, they're in bed, they're talking, they're bonding, you know, he's kissing her belly, you know, talking about the baby, and he's trying to bring up the past with their father, because, you know, he's saying that we're going to be good parents, not going to be like them. He's like, what's the deal with your father? And she's like, I'm not trying to talk. And she has this little amulet, little coin or whatever, but she's not saying nothing. But she's just staying quiet. And mind you, this is like 6 months in the past, whatever, before all this craziness happened. Then we jump back to the future, or back to the present time, and then you've got Reed. And Reed is inside the truck, and he's sleeping because, remember, if you guys don't remember, in the last episode, his powers are kind of going out of whack, and they found a doctor that worked with his father. And with his father, there was this lady, and maybe she could be able to figure out some way with the serum to suppress his power. So they're on the way. They're trying to go over to her, and they get to the place, and they go up to the front. Well, Reed goes up to the desk, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to see this lady." And the guy at the front desk is like, "Yeah, your purpose." And he was like, "It's kind of personal." He's like, "You're gonna have to give me a little bit more than that." And then she's like, well, he's not trying to give anything, because I guess he doesn't want to say he's a mutant, but the guy's just not trying to budge. But luckily, the lady comes down. She seems like, "Reed, is that you?" And then he's like, "What? Oh, you know me?" And I'm thinking that maybe she knows him because of like images or whatever from when they were on a run, because the last time she really saw him in person was when he was a child. So I doubt she would know how he looks as this grown-ass man. But anyway, she's like, "Oh yeah, I was hoping that I'd see you come with me." Mind you, alright, so they go with her. Jumping back over, you got Rebecca, and you've got Lorna and Andy inside the car running. They're running from the cops. Why? Because if you guys don't remember, in the last episode, Rebecca went cray-cray after the bank robbery and then crushed and killed those people, which she shouldn't have. Which is why Lorna's like, yo, she's like freaked out, because everyone's sort of freaked out. Yo, this chick's crazy. Like, there's a limit, yo. Like, this one thing to just try and get to defend yourself, but these people are locked in the room. She straight up crushed him. So then Lorna comes to a stop. He's like, you don't belong with us. And then Rebecca looks at Andy. He's like, you know what? She's right. I don't belong with you. I was pretty much only a tool anyways. And he was like, what are you talking about? And then, mind you, she goes and it turns the thing, and then runs outside, and the whole time I'm like, Lorna, you didn't see that in the mirror? You didn't see this whole thing going down right behind you? But apparently she didn't. So Rebecca gets out and goes on a run, turns the doors inside. Andy's like, yo, we gotta go after her. She was like, no, we ain't got no time. They're coming after her. Meanwhile, I'm like, how do you have time to stop? Because I heard the police, and it looked like they were right behind you, unless you guys got away and you guys were just driving really fast and they just happened to be around the blocks making that loud ass police noise. But I could have sworn you were on a run and they were right behind you, but hey, maybe they weren't. So they go, and after Rebecca runs off and then they drive off, we jump back over to the Reeds, or the Von Strucker family, who is with the doctor, and the doctor's showing them around how this hospital is to help mutants, and it helps mutants because based off of the serum that the father did, that they help mutants because they don't see mutants as powers. All abilities aren't powers. Some look at them as disabilities, because there was this lady who absorbs energy and keeps dispersing it, and it's hurting her, and her skin's getting burned, whatever. And so she said, we're trying to figure out a way so that we're not. And they were like, so to suppress it, not suppress it, so help them control it. So it's not just controlling them, you know, which it sounds very admirable, and the whole family seems down with it. And then we go after that. We jump back over to over to Lorna as a teenager, and she's going and just taking nails out of his fence and just throwing them at this was a tree, and this tree. And I'm wondering, like, I know it's crazy to think, but I'm like, how many nails does this fence have? And shouldn't boards be falling off if you're taking all the nails out there? Unless they really enforce this fence, which maybe they did, and they just have like a bunch of nails. Oh, because it looked like she was just taking it from the same place. But hey, I don't know how fences are really made, so maybe she did do something. Sorry, 1 second. just something like just my phone. Sorry, my bad. So anyways, so you got her throwing these nails, and the mom, the mom or the one taking care of her, comes up. It's like, yo, you got to do so. You can't be throwing these nails. She's like, what's the matter? Everyone else thinks I'm a freak. They don't eat my cupcakes. Just cupcakes. You sit to class. No one ate it. No one likes me. And I'm like in my head, like, yeah, because you kind of act like a bitch to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, they're very, you know how kids are. With her having green hair, they're definitely gonna tease. So it was a lose-lose situation. But yeah, she goes with the mom, and then we go back over to Lorna as like back in present time, and she's with her baby because she's saying, and she's throwing knives up inside these things, and then Esma comes in and she's like, I understand, and she was like, yo, my baby can't be here. She, what do you mean you can't be here? She's like, yo, that Rebecca chick, she's crazy. No, can't have her here. Like I can't raise my kid with this craziness, like, and with everybody out there, because now there's a whole fight and there's like a war going on against mutants because of what Rebecca did, and those people getting killed at the bank, and like apparently the purifiers or whoever burnt down an orphanage and 37 kids or whatever died or whatever. So I'm like, damn, that's just crazy. So Esmond comes up with the idea that maybe there's this place for mutants. You send them to Switzerland. Maybe that can help. So and then she's like, okay, is that the only way? And she was like, yeah, that's the only thing we can do. So jumping back over to, I guess it's what's his name, Proudstar or John is with Blink, and they're trying to track down because they decide to go on to help to find out what happened. So they're looking for Rebecca. They go to the spot where Rebecca jumped out of the car, and then he does this thing where he's grabbing and touching the ground, and then he senses, kind of sees the flashes of what happened. And then you go and running after her. But then they come to an alley. And in this alley, Blink starts feeling a certain way. She's like, and he's like, what's going on? And she's like, something's not right here, man. Something's like this weird area is twisted around and it don't feel right. And then he touches the ground and he's like, yeah, something's really wrong. And they go around to the edge and lift up some trash bags. What they find? Some dude that's twisted the F up. Dude looked like a Stretch Armstrong, just like a little kid just went ham on this dude and just was spinning him all the man. This body did not look like it should have. Let's just say that this body. I know I showed you a picture, and damn, what the F? What happened to him? Oh, you feel bad. You gotta feel bad for someone. Imagine just getting caught up in that, and just like the other people got killed. I don't even know. This guy's probably dead, but did he die right away? Because it does not look good. So, anyways, we jump back in time again to not a teenager Lorna, but probably like in her 20s, because she's at a bar. Or maybe she's just getting some food, and then they also sell drinks or whatever, but it was kind of hard to tell. Either she's late teens or early 20s, whatever it is. But a drunk guy comes over like, wait, I know you. You're that guy's daughter, right? That mutant, the guy. And I'm trying to think, I was like, okay, is this taking place in the same realm as the movies? Because Magneto did some pretty harsh stuff, and they don't mention what he did, but it's like, it's so, like, in the movies, it's like, yeah, like, you don't want to associate yourself with them. But then I'm like, wait, it can't, because wasn't Lorna the one inside the forest in Age of Apocalypse that got killed with the bow and arrow? Because I'm thinking that, I thought that's who she is. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe this is another daughter, because I know he had 2 daughters. I know Magneto had 2 daughters. And maybe that one was the one, he had another one after her. Because, like, the whole timeline of X-Men, the movie franchise, throws me off in general. So I don't know if this is taking place in the same time realm as the movies. But, hey, whatever happens, happens. So she's like, yeah, so what? He was like, yo, I'll buy you a beer if you could do a trick. And it was like, really? Like, she's pet? So he says, like, okay, where's your car? And he points to, like, a little, I think it's a Firebird or something like that. And she goes and turns it, and it's like, lifts it up, and he's like, wow, drops it down, splat, and then he's like, oh, you crazy bitch, you crazy bitch, and then she's like, yeah, and what? So then she's getting let out of juvie, whatever, by her mom, and then the mom, she's like, how did you get me out? Like a substitute teacher, whatever, you don't have the clout to get me out of the thing, out of what happened. She's like, what? Who's my dad? Tell me. And the lady doesn't want to tell her. She's like, your dad and your mom, your dad died or whatever. And I guess the one that was taking care of the one that was with her. Oh no, her dad was her brother, or something. It got confusing. She was saying the brother and mother, her brother and the mother of her died or whatever, and whatever. Anyways, going back, you've got Lorna shows up out of nowhere to Captain Lightbright's house, and she's holding the baby, and he was like, what's going on? Because you could tell she was coming, because once the lights started flickering and the doors open and the locks, whatever, she got in there. And he's like, yo, what's going on? She was like, I'm gonna send the baby to Switzerland. He's like, no, you can't do that. We're gonna be the family. And she was like, no, you have to. We have to do this. Why? Because we need to, I want to keep the baby safe. And he was like, well, I can keep the baby safe. And she was like, how are you going to do that, huh? With all the craziness going on? So then you know what happened. Captain Lightbright got pissed off. He starts gluing his fists. Just, and as you can see, he just turns crazy and just starts gluing his hands. And just like me, you can see, I've got powers like that too. See? It's not that crazy. Anybody can have Captain Lightbright's powers. All you gotta do is go on eBay. But anyways, I know I just messing with him, but yeah, I bought these things because I don't know if you guys want to see. Yeah, see? Hands glowing. Blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, sorry. But anyways. So, he goes and gets a little pissed off, whatever, but I understand. You feel for him. Why? Because I understand the whole thing. He barely got to see the baby. He was like, how am I supposed to say bye when I barely know her? So, and then she kind of leaves him, lets him have his time with the baby. Meanwhile, they're having a flashback of 6 months prior where he's talking about how they're not going to be bad parents, whatever, and do all this thing. And how they're going to be there for the baby. So that's why he brings that up in the conversation. So, and then you go back over to the Von Struckers, where at the place where the daughter, Lauren, she's walking with the doctor, and the guy's trying to be like, yo, you are not just your powers. You can have a life. You can go to college. This place here, it's possible. So don't just think. And then he goes and pays off some guy to get a frisbee. They start playing frisbee and having a regular thing. Jump back over to the whole the John and Blink chasing after Rebecca to catch up to her and go to this little I guess it's like a parking lot area, and they get caught in this reverse kind of space, which I'm like, yo, she could have killed him right there, but luckily she didn't. She was like, stop following me, and then he was like, we just want to know what's going on, like what did you do with them? And like, I know they had to know that she probably was the one that killed those people because she left a twisted body, but they don't care about her. They just want to know about the inner circle. And he was like, oh, what did they go? What were they after? And then she said something like, oh, they got after the bank account and they were going after a thing called Regiment. I don't remember them saying anything about Regiment, but I just remember them taking all this money. But apparently Regiment was something big or important about this. So and then they go. Then we've got Lorna go, and she brings a baby. After she leaves, Captain Lightbright, she brings the baby over to her mother because she know that the lady, she took care of and will take care of, because she doesn't want to send her all the way to Switzerland or whatever place that we're going to go. And she thinks that maybe because she raised her so well, she could raise her baby. And she's like, she was like, why? You hate this place? She was like, I never hated this place. I just hated I was different, which is definitely understandable. And it was kind of a warmer moment. There was a lot of warmer moments in this movie because they showed a lot of back history with Captain Lightbright, or Marcos. I'm sorry, it was a touching moment between her and the baby and Lorna, because like you can see he truly loved her, but he never got to see her. He never got to raise her. The second she was born, she was already away when she was born. And then they only brought him in just to help cure her. Then they ripped it away and sent them back off. Like, go on your way. Like, yo, he was just a sperm donor at this point. Like, he wasn't there for the baby. He wanted to be there too. He wasn't like a deadbeat dad. He wanted to be there for the kid. And I just you felt bad for him. But she sent him a picture later on, letting him know that the baby will be loved. And then then after they got the information, Blink and John go back, and he was like, oh yeah, we got this information, we're good. And she was like, really though? And he was like, why? He was like, you're going out, going crazy, like you're trying to pick a fight with the inner circle, the fight we can't win. There's not a lot of us, really, it isn't. You've got Captain Lightbright with the powers that I showed you, I can get online for like $6.99, and you got him who's he's not invincible, but he was very strong. He could take bullets, but he's not invincible. And then like, who else? Blink and then Reed. Like the whole crew of the Underground that they were initially with is done. They lost the guy Shattered when he ran out and got killed by Chase, and everything else. And mind you, Chase wasn't even in this episode. Like, well, go figure. But then she calls him out, and he's kind of pissed off that he realized, like, yo, there's nothing I'm really doing. So he runs off. Then we go over to Lauren's getting blood, and then the doctor's like, yo, you know your thing's gonna save a lot of people. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, with this serum, you might be able to suppress the mutant gene. Like, for people who don't want their powers, don't need to have the powers, you know? Like, giving them a choice. And she's like, well, but I'm like, she's giving this look like she doesn't want that. Like, she thinks it's gonna be bad, which I'm like, I guess because she loves her powers. But then, like, everything, like, she's seen around, nobody, like, not all powers are good powers, you know? It might hurt you. So she gets this look. She's getting stuck with the needle. Then next you know, Andy's feeling this needle. And he's like, he's playing video games. He's, starts feeling it. So I'm like, damn, like, they're really connected like that? Because they mentioned that the old Van Struckers used to have so much of a connection that they used to have each other's dream. And at dinner, Reed asks a lady, and the lady shows, like, a music box that shows them that, you know, like, there was some good things. Your father just didn't want to see it because it reminded him of the people he was raised by, and it just, he didn't want to be a part of that. Then Rebecca is in a place, because she's pretty much homeless, and she's still on edge, but she gets captured by, I think it's the guy that worked with the Underground, and he holds a knife, like, if you move, I swear to God, I'm gonna slit your throat. Because I don't know if it was him that was with the Underground or with the Inner Circle, but hey, that's what happened. And then you've got after that you've got, sorry, I'm just coming off the top of my head, Lauren, who is getting the blood and sees her father and has this look like she's regretting giving up the blood because she knows it's going to be used for her. You've got Lorna, who taken the disc from her father and then molded it and turned into the Magneto thing, and she has it, and then that's pretty much how the episode ends. And that was awesome. I loved it. It was really good, and that's pretty much it. All I know is, like, this episode, it was really hard to follow and really hard to go back and give a recap because it was going back 6 months, going back to present, going over here, going over there, then going back a lot, like years, and then going forward, then going back a little bit of years, and then going forward. Like, it was all over. But hopefully you guys like this recap. Hopefully you like what I'm telling you as far as, like, the information and the visuals that I give you. Also, remember to like this video because I'm putting in a lot more work, and it's like, what time is it? It's like 1:47 now, and I gotta be at work at 5:30. So please just remember to like this video, subscribe, check out my last review of the show of Gifted, and check out my playlist of TV show reviews. And remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd. You just been nerdified. Thank you. Bye.